So someone who is similar looking, they can come back and sue you, right? Saying that,
Exactly.
how come you have used my picture?
That is a problem. That is a problem, that the copyright thing, and that is still a problem for which the bigger companies are not able to use MidJourney, and this like there's a the copyright thing is there. But I don't know. Maybe in future we will have a solve to that. But still, you cannot like copyright a AI.
Not yet. Good morning. Good morning. Nice meeting.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, so it's already 8 o'clock over here, so we'll get started and let other people join in. Thank you, Pratyush, for joining in. I know it's early in the morning, and you have been working late in the night. We were already talking earlier, so thank you so much for joining in. I'm really delighted to meet you. Actually, I was planning to go to India next week, but due to some unforeseen reason, I had to cancel the trip. But definitely, I want to, when I go back to India, like some point of time, I'm going to meet you.
Sure. I'm looking forward to that.
To meet in person. Hey, Hector, Fred, thanks for joining. Tush, this is a series that I started back in December. I was working in some generative AI initiatives, by the way. So I'm Ujjwal Bhattacharjee, and I work in the financial industry. I've been in the US for a long time, and then in the industry for almost 20 years now. So interestingly, I got involved into some generative AI projects. And of course, like ChatGPT came in, so everyone got interested in generative AI, like what's going on. So I wanted to explore my curiosity beyond my current work and see like what other people are doing. And that's how I started this group. It's called Curious Cirkits is the channel where I upload all the content. We have LinkedIn as well as YouTube and other mediums, also social media. And this is my 24th episode. So starting from December, so this is the 24th episode. So that's a quick background about myself. I'll quickly move on to our agenda. And we'll wrap up the agenda introduction portion very quickly, and then I'll hand it over to you. Typically, we do an introduction, disclaimer, housekeeping, participant introduction, and then topic of the day. Disclaimer is this whole initiative is my own and nothing to do with my employer, their position, strategies, or opinions. And this session is being recorded, and this recording will be available in social media like YouTube and other platforms, LinkedIn. So I hope there are no concerns over here. And being said that, also make sure like you're not sharing any confidential IP. Like we do not want to get into technical issues, like legal issues and stuff like that. This is more for us to explore what are the opportunities, where the world is going towards, and learn from each other, right? That's pretty much it. It's very short. Housekeeping is typically, if there are a lot of participants, I ask people to be on mute, but over here, it's a smaller group. So feel free to interact, feel free to ask questions at any point of time. And so that way we'll make it interactive. Right now it's 8:06 over here. So we'll try to wrap it up by 40 minutes, Pratyush, and then we can have more like open-ended questions. So I'll leave it up to you. So now coming back to Pratyush, Pratyush, I see you have a very interesting background, right? So you call yourself visual storyteller, AI enthusiast, and a mentor. I have seen fantastic pictures in LinkedIn. So it's so fascinating to meet you. So I have been like really admiring your pictures and the posts that you made. But currently you are working as a team manager in Capgemini. You were, but
I left. I left.
So now you are a self-employed, AI-driven branding and visual campaign strategist. Oh wow, wonderful! So prior to that, you have done a lot of work on 3D graphic as a project manager, 3D project consultant, text sharing, lighting artist. So you have a very interesting background. I am from a very hardcore technology background. I think this AI kind of like helped us to connect together
Yeah.
because art now getting mixed with technology and what is the future. So I'll
Yeah.
shut up at this point of time. Over to you, Pratyush. Take it forward from here.
Yeah. So thank you for the introduction. First of all, am I audible, Prof?
You're good.
Yeah, because there can be some glitches.
No, you're
The
good.
video.
You're good. I can
Okay, okay.
get
So
you
so I'm just
clearly.
using another laptop, so the camera is not up to the mark. Whatever. Just pardon me for that. So yeah, like you said, I had a career of more than 15 years, and I started as a 3D artist, and then like Capgemini happened. There I had to work as a like I had to work as team leads for other projects were mainly graphic designs and those kind of stuff. And then I had to work with different brands inside Capgemini as well. For the external brands also like P&G and Alberts and those brands. So like I had like seen the different like from 3D it started and then graphic design. Now I'm just working with AI. So it has been a fascinating journey.
Hmm. Sure. Absolutely. So now what's up next and where do you see the world going towards? So, I mean, today, for example, I started this Curious Circuits channel and the logo was created by ChatGPT. So that's my way of interacting with art. I'm
Yeah.
not a artist in any sense, but my wife is.
Mhm.
My daughter draws. She is a beautiful artist, but I
Mhm.
am not. So I, as a technologist, now have direct access to creating art. Where is that leading us? So take us in that journey. Like, what do you see going on? How are your work being affected or being enhanced by generative AI?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can share like the experience that I had. Like I think it started around 2022, the mid of 2022, like when these models like come to the scene, like the MidJourney, Dali, and those other apps, and like we were very much intrigued with the whatever output that we're getting. And then it was out of curiosity. Like we started like using MidJourney and Dali, Stable Diffusion.
Hmm.
Uh, so that was the first phase, like when it was kind of magic to us. Like, how is this
Hmm.
thing happening? And then suddenly and like gradually it like in the last couple of years it has become a part of the fabric, like whatever I'm doing right now,
Hmm.
like right from design work to if I'm creating a content to everything, I can't do away with the AI stuff. Even if we are working with the softwares that we have to we had like work before, like the Adobe and the Photoshop and other things. In those like softwares also, like we have seen the advent of the AI tools, and those has become a integral part of the process right now. So if I go back to 2021 and now, like in this 2 or 3 years, the scene has changed gradually. It has been a like a paradigm shift. So and now coming to the content creation, like you mentioned, what you have seen in LinkedIn.
Hmm.
Um, I have seen like people who don't have like they don't have any art background as such.
Hmm.
They are creating fascinating content through AI. So I think what AI has done, at least from my like in my domain, I can see like it has a democratized like I am not sure if I'm using the right word,
Yeah,
but
you are correct.
it has democratized like um, the the usage, like earlier what used to happen, like the art and craft, the craft was so heavy, so like the people who had years of like experience or practice, they were able to create something. But now what I'm seeing is people who don't have that craft part, they can also, like, if have they have a very good idea, or if they have a very good thinking, they can also create stuff with AI. So that way, yeah, it can be a little bit like alarming for a designer,
Mhm.
or like I've seen like when the AI scene started, and till now also I've seen people reacting to AI, is saying that okay, AI will not stay, or this is a gimmick. And but slowly and gradually, what we are seeing, this will become a part of
This is
the
mainstream
entire
right now.
fabric.
This
Yeah,
is mainstream. So, for
yeah,
example, if AI was not there, I wouldn't have been able to like create this logo
yeah, yeah,
just sitting at my couch
yeah.
and then sending some prompts. So I had an idea that I want to create a logo which says Curious Circuit is the name. First of all, I had an idea. I used ChatGPT to come up with the name, and then
Mm-hmm.
thought, okay, now let's create a logo. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
curious cat with a C with a little ears and also
Mm-hmm.
some circuit boards.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the idea. Now, whether it's good, bad, whether people like it, I do not know, but I liked it. And then tomorrow I can change it also. So I was
Yep.
looking at some of your content that you have created, and this is something that you shared in one of the talks that you gave,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it says art of prompting.
Yep.
And there are some really, really interesting content,
Yeah.
thought
On that
process,
top. Yeah. On
as
that
well as
top.
some visualization. So if you can talk about like art of prompting and what was your thought about building this, what kind of tools you used, and maybe we can dive a little bit deeper into technology. So that will be really good.
Sure. Sure. I'll do that. I'll do that. So first of all, like when the AI thing started, and people were saying that okay, this is not art, or there has been a long a debate regarding if AI is art or not. So when
Still
I
going on.
had
Still going
so
on.
yeah,
Still going on, right?
it's
And
still going on,
it will
and
be there.
it will go on. I can remember I saw a meme showing a caveman saying that okay, the thing that we did on the caves, those were the arts, and what followed were not art. So it will go on. But if you ask me, like whatever we are creating are like basically AI graphics. So to like if an artist, like he or she, like if he feels that the AI graphics can be art, that can be art.
Mhm.
It depends on the artist. So I think we can settle it that way. So but yeah, like coming to the image that is there on the screen right now. So if you had asked me to create this poster like maybe 3 years back,
Mhm.
it would be difficult. I could have done it with a digital painting, but it could take me maybe a week to come up with this kind of output. But here it took me less time. So I think that way, AI has solved a major uh, thing is it has given you that liberty where when you can do maybe a project where you don't have the necessary tools or the inputs, like if you don't have a photography or anything, like you have shown the logo that you created, you just prompted out and you had created that logo. So this similar way, I think that is one of the the key things which practically when we are working with the design, that I'm seeing this that's a help that AI is giving you. But rest of it, I think it still depends on the creativity or the aesthetic tasks of the artist or the designer who is going to create the thing.
So
So
suppose
I
I do
think,
not have access to any tool, right?
yep,
And I
yep.
have to come up with this picture over here,
Mhm,
right? So
mhm, mhm.
earlier, like before computers were in place, I would have drawn it.
Exactly.
So it's a drawing, right?
Or taking
Or
picture. Yeah.
or take a picture, like a picture of
Yep.
a picture of a tiger, and go to a museum, picture of a
Yep.
this
Yep.
thing, and
Exactly.
then compose, right? So then this,
Exactly.
so now you have AI, it's another tool, just like a camera. So you said take a picture, so that's also a tool.
Yep. Yep.
Before camera, people would have drawn it.
Yep.
Now camera came in, so now it's a tool to
Yep.
do that same creative stuff.
Yep.
Now we are beyond camera, so now we have, like, prior to generative AI, we had some other tools like Adobe, Photoshop, Express, etc., etc. You might
Mhm.
think more, and now there is generative AI. So to you, it's like just a evolution of the tools, but the artist still remains and the creativity still remains.
Yes, yes. It still remains like till the time when the the AI will start prompting and like creating things on their own. So I see it that way. Maybe
But what would be
down.
the motivation for AI to do that?
I don't know. Like since I'm not a futurist, like that's a kind of
I don't know.
like a thought I was
Still,
having. Yeah,
so still
but
there has to be some trigger, right? Someone
yeah,
has to be motivated. So Pratyush has to be motivated in the morning, like wake up in the morning, brush, eat breakfast, and then okay, let me create this. So that motivation is coming from within somewhere. I
mhm.
don't think AI is going to have that motivation to create something out of the blue.
Yeah. Let's see, let's see.
Let's see. We
But
never know.
that's a kind of a worry, like especially like people like us who have been in the like the industry for so long. There is I've seen like people getting worried. Like suppose someone was into illustration, like they had a so now what maybe someone had a certain style. They have created that style for so long, and suddenly like you can like use that style reference and you can create a similar kind of illustrations. So
Very easily.
yeah,
Very
so
easily
that,
is the point. But then
exactly.
motivation to take that style. So even if generative AI was not there, I could have still, people steal styles, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I can still still steal the
Yeah.
style and create
Yeah.
my own drawing or
Yeah.
create my own composition. Now with generative AI, or it's just becoming simpler. More people
Exactly.
can do it, but then the motivation to do that has to come from a human being. So that is not going to go away.
Yeah. 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 Like
AI is
I
not going
agree
to
with
be
you on
motivated
that.
to do stuff. I do not know. Maybe there will be a future
Yeah.
very soon where AI is like Matrix, right? Now AI is controlling, taking decisions, and being
Exactly.
and has a goal. So I had a chat with a person like 2 weeks back where they're
Mhm.
building generative AI agents,
Mhm.
and then how multiple agents can talk to each other and take decisions.
Mhm.
So maybe that is a future where multi-agent systems are talking to each other, generating a
Exactly.
motivation to write a prompt to create an
Mhm.
art like that. So I do not know if that is the future or
Yeah.
not. We'll see.
Like if you ask me like what does an artist or like a designer they do, like they enjoy the process, right? Like
Correct.
whatever you're showing me right now, like I enjoyed the process. Like, I had to think of the idea, then I prompted out the pictures and like brought them together, created the content, the copy, placed it, like and created the aesthetics of this
Mhm.
design. But suppose that the part like which we are enjoying right now, the process,
Mhm.
that is like been cut down, saying that okay, you just cater this out to the prompt and saying that create 100 similar posters.
Mm.
I think that will be a kind of a difficult thing to digest in a way. So I
Are
think that,
like there
yeah,
are
yeah,
tools to do that, right? So create
exactly,
hundreds of,
exactly.
what are the different tools that are available in the market to do that?
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, are there any tools? And if yes, what are the tools people use?
Like in fact in MidJourney and other
Okay,
like
okay, okay. MidJourney and even DALI
yeah, yeah, yeah.
also.
Like I was saying, you can just
Mm,
create reference and create similar kind of like
mm.
stuff, be
Yeah,
it
I've
a
used MidJourney.
character or a style. Yeah.
Hmm. So I can give this picture and say, okay, create similar pictures like this,
Yep.
create thousands of them, and then I can choose from them. And maybe
Yeah.
like, and then run a program to see, okay, which one is
Exactly. Exactly.
feed some data based on the interest level of the audience
Yep.
and say, okay, pick 10 out of that
Hmm.
based on the data that I have provided. And then I've heard Netflix does that a lot. I mean, like, this is something that I heard that
Hmm.
they'll write scripts based on all this data that gets generated,
Hmm.
which now a writer has no, like, it's not like, okay, you're going to just come up with an idea. That's not happening. So it's like data guiding the topic, guiding the script, and maybe now data will create the topic, create the scripts also, and then it's available to the director to now go ahead and direct, and maybe in the future, right? But
Hmm.
I have heard that like it's all data driven rather than a writer coming up with their own unique idea. It's like a factory that you just go. There are data crunching happening. Again, this is something that I heard. I do not have any reference to quote somewhere. Okay, good. So let's go through your. Uh, did I stop you? I think you were trying to say something, and then I stopped.
No, no, no. I was just
Right. All right.
listening to the stuff that you're saying. So yes, so this was like I like usually tend to like create posters on like social things, be it like preservation of environment or other social issues. So those are the like the kind of like subjects that I yeah, this was on World Water Day. So this had some negative feedbacks as well, saying that like I was portraying like maybe African people in a wrong way. It was not that. So
The
but
intention
some
was not that
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
it and this the one on the right was on like for deforestation. I had created a similar kind of thing like yesterday also. So this was on deforestation. So like I like to do things on this kind of stuff where I can like at least tell a or give a message or create a story like around that regarding rather than just creating like fun stuff or like I this is my like domain you can say.
So
So
interesting, right? So if I
yeah.
look at this tiger and this person sitting
Mhm.
in the metro, and you're talking about deforestation, I think it's applicable to both.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it is.
So we are also in
uh
an artificial world, though we think it is a real world, but this, like, see, metro and cars, everything is artificial.
exactly.
Cool. Let's.
And like coming back to the water day thing, like
Mhm.
I heard recently that there has been some water shortage and some kind of like a problem that's happening due to AI also. Like it's I think to cool off the the systems. I think it's consuming lots of water. I'm not sure about the thing, but
No, you're correct. You're correct. I have heard that.
so that's a kind
Even
of
some.
a ironical like saying like I'm creating AI to create posters on water day.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah,
That's an interesting
those
point.
types of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that
Yeah.
same thing. So it started off. I mean, it has been there for a long time. Larger
Mhm.
organizations are trying to be carbon neutral, water neutral, whatever neutral they have their in their agenda. But especially with blockchain, electricity consumption, as well as now AI, it's all
Mhm.
GPUs, usage of GPUs to train a model to make it
Mhm.
smarter. And in order to train the model, now you have to have millions and billions of parameters supplied, weight and balances created, and then evaluation. So all this requires a tons and tons of GPUs. So I have shared some statistics earlier that how much you know kilowatt of electricity is required to do a training of a model. But then again, the interesting part is like the training of the model is one aspect, but then usage of the model is much more, like very less, very energy efficient. It's like the human brain. Once you train the brain, it takes a lot of effort to learn or train. Like, for example, for a kid, right? After the kid is born, it takes almost 2 years for the kid to walk. So there is a lot going on, like from climbing, sorry, from crawling to rolling, and then eventually standing up and then walking. So lot of energy spent in getting to that point. But once you learn to walk, it's very efficient, right? I mean, I can just go from
Yep.
one place to another. It doesn't take me that same amount of energy, which is like 2 years worth of energy,
Mhm.
walk from one place to another. It's the same thing, similar thing. So it takes a lot of energy to train a model, but once the model is created, it takes much less energy to actually use the model. So if you are
I
using a
had
model,
one.
mhm,
Yeah, I had one question regarding that. So, like till now, like whatever like images we are creating, like these
mhm,
are based on like photographs on or the non AI like stuff that is there in the internet. So like what I'm given to understand, it works that way. So like, but like now the stuff that we're creating with AI, that those things are flooding the internet and maybe the source that this models are taking from. So maybe will this happen in future that the like more and more like this kind of like the AI, like for me it's image that becomes the source of the model. The overall thing might the precision and other things might hamper.
if I understand your question correctly, basically you're saying is these AI generated images are flooding the internet, which is being
Yep.
used for training a model. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yep.
So what is your question over there? So that is true,
So
by the way.
question is,
But what is your
so
question?
this models were like built on real images, but
Okay.
going forward, like the model will consume AI images. So will that bring a change, or will
I
that?
do not know. That's a very good question, right? So
Mhm.
basically, you're saying, and it's happening in the not only in the image, right, in the text world also, right?
Mhm.
Now, the amount of content that is getting generated
Mhm.
is so much because of
Mhm.
generative AI.
Mhm.
It's like flooding the whole internet.
Exactly.
Eventually, what will happen is just like social media. It's very difficult to even figure out like what is real and what is unreal. So
Mhm.
similarly, with so much of fake content, and I won't say fake content, it's like AI generated content flooding in, it will be even more difficult, I think, to even understand like what is correct and what is not correct.
Mhm.
Because I can generate hundreds and thousands of images from this image, which are
Yep.
similar, but what, you know, I don't know, like very interesting. And those get fed into the model, and then the model is being trained on that. Now, a lot of times AI generated images are not even great, right? It's like a lot of time it's like
Exactly. Exactly. That was
very
the
bad
point.
images. So now
Yep.
those bad images get fed into the model. So now
Mhm.
my model quality go down? That is your point.
Exactly. Exactly. That was the point
And it
I
will be
was
a
trying
more
to
and
make.
more interesting problem to solve
Yep.
for the
Yep.
AI companies that, okay, what am I feeding in?
Mhm.
Is the content even good or not? But right now, if you go back to all the literature and all the images, they're like quality images and quality literature that they're feeding in. But now
And another
AI,
another thing I've seen, like apart from the technology part and all, so like in the beginning when this scene happened, like AI thing started, like there was a kind of intrigue that was there, like for the viewers and all. Now slowly and gradually that has come down. First of all, that is good in a way,
that is normal,
but
right?
but
Everyone
but
is
but
like the initial excitement is gone.
exactly, but the amount of content that has been created, that has like multiplied, or like and that has become a lot. So what I'm seeing is like for my content also, like whenever I'm posting something, people are not seeing things, like they are not like earlier we used to, okay, stop and like see a thing, and so now people are just scanning through. Like that was there before also, like when we were creating social media stuff for like in Capgemini, that was like a challenge that we used to have. So but now slowly and gradually, I remember, like I think we created like a presentation showing that like the average attention span of human has gone below like the goldfish and something, right? It was
Hmm.
in it was couple of seconds, 3-4 seconds, I guess. So now slowly that will, or that is going down as well. Like people are not seeing things, and there has been like a so much of content, and so like from the other side also, from the viewing or the listening, those side also, I think that has also have a like a effect on the thing. And somewhere like you feel you are getting bored with the content as well. I've seen people like going back to reading books and that, so that's good in a way, but
True.
that is also a thing.
No, that is true. That is so true. So, what I have seen, observed is, yes, you're correct. Like attention span going down, reels are creating, you know, humongous amounts, like millions and billions of reels are getting generated, right? Almost
Mhm.
every day, right?
Mhm.
Um, and then the consumption of those reels, and of course, like there is a huge market who people are consuming, right? But then parallelly, as you mentioned, right, reading books, people are going back to books. I myself have started a Scientific American subscription after 20 plus years of reading online content because I was like, I cannot take it anymore. Right. And I'm like, okay, this is done. And maybe I should start going back to the basics and start reading books. Uh, I have seen a lot of long form content in YouTube. I myself
Mhm.
consume a lot of long form content. For example, you might have heard about Ranveer Albadiria and then Lex Fridman.
Mhm.
So and so, like different podcasts and also long form content, like other long form content, right? So they have gained a lot of traction, I believe, because of this, because people were tired of scrolling through. Now their brain is not no more working, so they have to go back
Yeah.
to the basics because eventually we are not used to, like, we are not tuned to do this nonsense for a long period of time. Like our brain is not
Yeah,
designed for
I,
this.
I was reading somewhere like someone maybe like some futurist, or like someone was saying like slowly and gradually we will like go to a era like where we'll not read things, or we will forget reading also, like since we are like for the audiobooks and those things we are consuming, that has gone up. People are not reading, and writing has gone like
That is possible. I do not know.
yeah,
I do not have the metrics to kind of like tell that, but
yeah,
audiobooks has been there for a long time.
yeah.
Actually, like when I came to US 2007, that is the first time that I saw, okay, libraries are filled with audiobooks.
Mm.
I had no clue before that. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. But now
Yeah,
with
like
YouTube,
over
long
here,
form
the scenes
content.
are not that bad yet. Like if you go to the book fairs and all, you still see like people are buying books, like the in physical format. So, but yeah, that has been the case.
Hmm, interesting. My kids love books. So my daughter, like whoever loves reading, they love books. And that's what I can.
Mhm.
So the newer generation, my kids like to go to places to shop. They do not like online shopping. My kids love to read books. They hate reading online. So things are changing. It will constantly change. It will evolve
Yeah,
for a
it
period
will,
of time.
it will.
It's I don't think it's going to stop and end. And like I'm a very optimistic person, so I think there are like huge opportunities will become
Exactly,
in the
exactly.
future, and
Yeah.
it will open up new doors. But
Mhm.
and then we'll see like what happens next.
Yeah. I'm really excited, like at least for the AI and all. So
But I really love your thought process over here. So, for example, this is like so beautiful where you are showing very,
yeah,
very,
like I've seen like
very touching, I would say. Because
exactly. So like these like this is like from my experience, like when my like grandfather like he had Alzheimer's, so
Mhm.
suddenly he was not able to recognize us. So we had and
Unbelievable. Yeah.
there was sudden like maybe sometime there was an event when we felt okay, the memory is coming back, and then again suddenly it went. So I have been through this, like, so from that experience, like I had this thought, like it
Mhm.
like this loading kind of, or like what I've shown over here is they're
Mhm.
not able to recognize the face. So
Mhm.
yeah.
What about this one?
So
What's
this
going
was
on over
on
here?
yeah, the Gardens of the Green. So I have used the images of the different environmentalist. So like the Sundarlal Bahuguna, who fought for like I think you have heard of the Chipko movement, which is there on the right side. So
Hmm.
there was a movement which happened, I think, in the mid 70s, where a group of villagers, they protested on like cutting of trees, and they were going and like hugging the tree trunks, and from there
Hmm.
that chipko, that term happened, and Sundarlal Bhoguna was the eminent like figure in uh, these movements, and then I've used other like people also, like um, mm, I think a couple of them were awarded. They got the national award like in the last couple of years.
Hmm.
So this was on that, the Gardens of Green. So
Hmm.
yeah, this the lady on the middle,
Hmm.
Salumarata, I think she planted over 5,000 banyan trees, or the trees, and the same the person on the left, like bottom left, and
Hmm. Hmm.
he like himself like created like an entire island in Majuli in
Wow.
Assam.
Wow.
So so this was dedicated on these people.
Awesome. Unbelievable. Very, very powerful.
Yeah, so I tend to use less like words, like keep it very like kind of dumb and kind of very straightforward, because like from my experience, what I've seen, like people don't really read content, they just scan through.
Yep.
So I've just used silenced, scars that lost, and In the right, I've shown the acid
Yeah.
attack victims. Yeah. So
Yep.
yeah, these are the
Awesome.
subjects.
Nice.
Yeah, this was
This is more
this
on
I
the
had
like a
to
lighter side.
on a lighter side, but people didn't take it lightly.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
there, yeah,
Like,
and
yeah.
there were lots of
In
negative
social
feedbacks.
media, you're going to get positive, negative both.
Exactly,
So
exactly, exactly.
you
I
should
was
know both about
grilled
it.
on this post, and so saying that okay, you cannot promote this unhealthy things, which it was right. I did in a like lighter note,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, the social media. Yeah.
So all this Coke advertisements is are these like your own fictional? I see what you're
Exactly,
showing.
exactly,
These are
exactly.
like
This has
content is
nothing to
fictional and
do.
not affiliated to the real
No,
brand.
no, no, no. I've written that in the bottom as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this was partly done with AI, partly with partly done graphically. So
So tell
I
me, like let's dive a little bit more on the
Mhm,
technical side now
mhm,
to see like what's going on behind the scene. Like what are the
mhm.
tools, technologies, especially with generative AI, how much you are using, how it's helping you to create this kind of like beautiful graphics.
So if you ask me the process that I follow, I'm not sure if other people does, is I create a storyboard, mood board kind of a thing,
Mhm.
and then I render out the images, and then I try to compose the thing. So it's a kind of old approach. I like usually I do it that way. I
Mhm.
don't like just prompt out and just dish that out.
So can
So
I now can I without feeding this image to ChatGPT, can I
mhm.
prompt and create an image like this?
I think you can. I think you can. But since I try to like do the storyboarding, and
Mm.
I like to keep things like close to the storyboard that I do. So I do it that way. Maybe here what you can see, the images had 3 or 4 renders. Then I had created some um, things graphically. Then I compose the thing. So it was done this way. But for other images, like it was just a prompt which I did, and maybe I had used some references. Like if you go to the earlier image,
Uh-huh.
obviously I'd fed the
Reference.
real characters as
Yeah,
character reference, or as a style reference, and then add ask the Gen AI model to make that character fat, maybe
got it.
other stuff that you the same.
What is your go-to tool? Like, is it MidJourney?
Yeah, it is MidJourney. It is
Okay.
MidJourney because what I've seen, it's very like I like the way the prompts happen.
Hmm.
Uh, Also, it has lots of control.
Okay.
Leonardo is another one which I like, but Midjourney, you can say that is the go-to tool that I have.
What about stable diffusion and maybe?
Yeah, I started with Stable Diffusion, and I had used Stable Diffusion for some of the animation projects that I had done. Right now, I'm just working on a music video, and then the client wanted to be like he wanted that to be a like AI video, but the
Oh.
models that I was getting were not good enough. So be it I don't have access to Sora, but the other models, the Runway, or
Hmm.
uh, maybe the latest one, Luma AI. The problem that we are still getting in while creating a video is it's not consistent. You will not get the same result for the two different renders, and for a music video, that kind of a stuff, you have to show a story, or so it becomes difficult. I think the video generation is still in the very primary stage. But so then there I had to use stable diffusion. We had to shoot and then convert that into like a animated kind of a
Mm.
output. So I've used stable diffusion for those stuff.
Awesome.
This is very pertinent to like Bengali audience. So I've used the different characters of our literature and use them to endorse the local brands that we have.
Again,
Like
all
if,
of these are like all your side projects, side hustles, right? I mean, nothing
yes. I
because it clearly says like not affiliated to the real.
yeah. These are not
Okay.
affiliate. To, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's move on. I have seen this one also. Beautiful. Chadir Pahar and Monolitha. Shane with so Chadir Pahar, and then you say, okay, Khadim goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Uh, yeah, seen that also. I hope we got a chance to see him standing,
Yeah.
taking the Oscar,
And
right?
yeah, this campaign was on that only.
Mhm. So all this are what is pre-generative AI and what is like new stuff like after
I
the
think
generative AI came.
we have one question from Mark.
Okay. So are you allowed to use MidJourney to produce historical, realistic battle scenes or events like Sati ritual?
Yes, we can. Like we can feed like images or like we can like prompt out the event and we can use that as a reference. We can use the characters as a reference, like the like maybe you can create a character and use a Napoleon's face for that. So
Mhm.
What I mean is there
yeah.
safety inhibitions that are an impediment to using it to reproduce um, battle scenes where there's wounds and suffering and things like that?
Yes. So Midjourney allows you to like to some certain extent you can like to show the blood and those kind of stuff. But in Adobe Firefly, I have seen like a little bit of like maybe if you're going to show some kind of blood or those kind of stuff, it stops you. But in Midjourney, you can do it to some extent. You can show the violence of blood.
Mhm.
Okay.
So now you're talking about Gen AI. Uh,
Yeah,
going
yeah.
through
So
this slide.
this was done for that project, and where I've shown like how it started, and it started way back, 50 years back. So if you go to the next slide, I've
Mhm.
shown yeah. So Errol Cohen, who created this Aaron, and so that was I think we can say like he's kind of the father of Gen AI, and this was done like he created that like the program and which used to create this like paintings and
Mhm.
so this was very like early days of AI.
Wow. Okay. So is it like generating on its own based on certain prompts?
Yeah.
What
I
was
think
the mode at that point of time?
he created that program and that used to feed some kind of data into that and that created and what he did was since we can understand it was not the digital age like everything was done on like canvas on or
Mm,
done
of
physically.
course.
So yeah, he created this kind of a setup where things were drawn or like so this was the like I can say that he's the father of Gen AI.
Wow.
Yeah,
Never knew that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
These
So
this
these
these
are
were some of the yeah
all
yeah
his
yeah
creations.
yeah. This these were the some of the stuff that he did.
Wow. Hmm. Very interesting. Do you want to talk a little bit about?
Yes. So this was the image. I think it was sold for like a huge money, and this was the first kind of like AI art that was being sold. So this was still in 2018, I guess, and like it was still before the diffusion models and those
Of
things
course, like
came into the
2018.
scene.
So
Yep.
yeah, during that time, all this like transform models, etc.,
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
coming up. Okay.
Yeah.
So like what form of like AI or tools they were using at that point of time?
I'm not sure about the tools. I think if you go to the next slide, like
Mm-hmm.
so
Okay.
GAN, yeah. So
GN. Okay.
yeah, they have used that, and there was this studio that worked on this. I think I'm forgetting the name. So they created this image, and it was being sold like for I've written the amount over there also. So it was sold in or auctioned in Christie's. So
432,000.
yeah. So and then the next, if you go to the next slide, 24, and that was a scene from where like we entered. I think we saw this when this happened, and this was done in MidJourney itself.
Wow.
So this was I think this was mid 2022. So when like this all this madness started to happen, and I think this image was sold, and this is the first kind of like
So when you say this image was sold,
yeah.
what does that even mean? Is it the print? Is it the digital copy? Is it like what is getting sold?
What like I'm given to understand is I think it was probably printed on canvas.
But I can print hundreds and thousands of this in canvas, right?
Yes, but
When
somehow
a
like
digital image, is it like an NFT thing that got sold, or like
no
what does
no
it
no no
mean?
it was sold as a like a uh, proper like a uh, uh, foot like the proper picture a painting.
Print,
It's yeah,
printed copy,
it
like
was
on
sold
a
as a
canvas or something.
yeah, it was sold as a
But why
painting.
would someone buy a printed copy of a digital art and pay $430,000 when I can print hundreds of them?
I think for this one, it might have been like since this was AI generated. What I've seen like in the recent um, the AI generated the exhibitions that are happening. So that is also I think yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
So yeah. So I think that was a like, and but again if you ask me, like I've seen like the some of the painters right now are they're using AI, so it's
Mhm.
totally dependent on their decision if they want to use AI for
Mhm.
their painting or not. So
But still, like when I look at a real picture which
mhm,
has pen and brushstrokes on a canvas, my wife is a painter. That is something that you can touch and feel, and
yes,
right?
no,
Even if
so
I,
that yeah, but if you like see the like look at the art history like during like the Dadaism and those things happened way back, and where they have used a urinal to as a art
Mhm.
form.
Okay.
So I think these things happen and has happened in art scene for so long. People like the traditional approach is like using brush and painting something on canvas, but like for the 100 years we have seen like I said, maybe a urinal can be art also. So
Hmm.
why can't be a AI thing art?
No,
So
I'm not. I'm not saying that the AI thing cannot be art. I'm absolutely okay with that. I'm like, by the way, who am I to even decide? But the point is, what is that digital art form that is getting sold? That's what I'm trying to think. Like, because if I draw something, there is only one copy, and selling that for $1 million or $500,000 makes sense because there is only one copy. But for AI, digital art, forget about AI, right? As such, digital art, what is getting sold? Is it because there can be like thousands of copy of the same digital form, and then I can make hundreds and thousands of printouts of that digital form, put it in a canvas, put it in a mug, whatever it is, right? So what is the form that is getting sold, and why would people buy that one thing for $500,000? That's what I'm not able to understand.
Maybe I'm not sure. Like I don't have the entire knowledge on this, but it
Okay,
can be
that's okay.
NFT. It can be NFT kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it like
Yeah,
an
it
NFT that
can
is
be, and
getting sold
that gets printed on a canvas.
as well? Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I think Mar had one question
Yeah,
or
Mark, go ahead. Go
comment.
ahead, ask your question. You don't have to chat, right? Because we are only like a couple of people, right?
I think Clip, which I understand is used to convert images to text prompts. It's open source from OpenAI, but has it been improved or hacked, or is it so good that nobody needs to improve it?
I am not like a SME on this on Clip. This was but I think Ujjal, if you have any kind of
No, I do not know.
okay. I've just used this for a presentation that I did to show the different models that are being
Different
used.
models that are
Yep,
available.
yep, yep.
Okay,
But I really don't have the update on that.
got it. What is this one? What's going on over here? So
These
these
are all
are
diffusions.
tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry, missed something.
I didn't catch
Yeah,
you.
please go on, Mark.
No, so I mean, like, if you can talk about
So
this,
I've shown the
all the
different
different.
like models that
So we
are
know
being used.
ChatGPT, Gemini,
Exactly.
RunML,
Exactly.
but there are so many other tools that
There are so many
Otter
versions.
AI is a transcriber, audio to text.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, and if you just scroll down, I think these were the very
Sure.
initial. Just go to the first slide. Number
First slide,
30, number 30,
number
30.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, I've shown like the anatomy of a prompt, how it happens.
Mhm.
Like usually this is the kind of things that we do. Like what I've written, a beautiful Indian woman with long hair and dusky skin. If you go to the next slide, this is the output that I received. Like and I
Wow.
had used MidJourney for this. So now you can add the detail labels. If you please go to the next slide. Yeah, now you can add the different details like the photography style, shot type, location, emotion, camera, lighting,
So
everything.
will it update the same image, or will it
Exactly.
come with a
So
new?
I've shown I've shown the process. If you go to the next slide and just stay here, and there are some parameters that we use like the aspect ratio, the version. Version is the models which MidJourney are using right now. The stylized thing, the style raw is the you are not using the MidJourney aesthetics. You're keeping it very raw and weird. So these are the parameters we use. And if you go to the next slide, I've like updated the please stay here. So this is the updated like the prompt that we have right now, where I've written the cinematic fashion photography. I've used long exposure. The stuff that is written on green is the thing that we had started with,
Mhm.
and then I have used the other the stuff like I've asked the model to add like a scene, maybe a traffic moving in high speed, busy street, motion trail. I've even used the name of the camera as well. It was
Mm-hmm.
shot by Hasselblad. I've given the model, and also like the medium close-up shot. AR is the aspect ratio of
Mm-hmm.
the dimension of the image, and I've asked MidJourney to use the style raw, means don't use the V6 or the default like aesthetics which MidJourney has. So if you please go to the next
Sure.
scene. I've shown like what is the medium close-up, and please scroll down a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I've shown the how long exposure photography, what is it, and if you go to the next one. Also, yeah, I've shown some of the shots that have been. These are real photographs with Hasselblad.
Oh, these are
So
not AI generated. These are real.
yeah. So I've shown like people what are the real things, and then I've the result what follows.
Wow. So
So
this is the
this
one
is the
that you
result.
generated.
Yeah. So if you go to slide 30, that was the initial prompt that just the basic 32. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the initial with just the prompt. If you go to number 31, that was the initial prompt.
Yep.
Yeah. And then when we had added the different parameters to this, so yeah, yeah. So
And this
now
is
this
your
is
out.
a result which Midjourney is given to you, and it has the elements you can see. It has the busy
Yeah.
street. It's a
Busy
kind
street,
of
long
very.
exposure with
Yeah. I've spoken with photographers. They're saying that okay, this is very close to Hasselblad like output. Maybe the contrast is a bit too much, but it's very close to that. And the other things have also like it has followed the prompt. So and you can add a layer to that as well if you go to the next slide. So maybe a granular level. So costume description, fashion. So add used one like cap. So if you go to the next slide, yeah, I've used that space and I've asked MidJourney to create a certain like a cap. So the next slide is the updated prompt. Yeah. So I've asked
wearing a bucket hat.
yeah, just a bucket hat.
Oh my.
So if you go to the yeah, skip that
This is like
slide.
a
That
bucket.
was that does show a reference
Yep.
how what a bucket hat looks like. So this is what I'm getting, and
So
then
now you can take a little bit portion and then go finer and detail.
exactly,
Oh, that's
exactly, exactly.
interesting.
And if you go to the next slide, I'd also changed the hat. I didn't like this hat, so I had asked Mijanu to make her wear a beret. So yeah, so these are the things that can be done in granular level. So add another
This is
level of
looking more real than this one.
yeah,
This one really feels like someone just did a super.
exactly. It does.
Yeah.
It surely does.
So then, I mean, it's very interesting because now talking about photography and all, it has to be that same focal length. So, what is the exposure and the aperture that they're using? And
Mhm.
based on that, um, you know, the focal, if the focal is on the eyes, typically that's what people do, right? Focus on the eyes. Then
Mhm.
if I'm doing an aperture of like whatever, I forward the like 2 or something like that, right? Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's called aperture only, like aperture. What is that called? Depth of field, right? So if the depth of
Depth of
field is
field.
like
Okay.
very low, then in that case, like the edge of this cap should have been blurred, kind of like
Exactly.
blurred
Exactly. Like,
to the extent of the hair that is also blurred.
yeah, I
There is a
think
lot of
initially
work.
when the render happened, it is there in the hair and the other things. But
Mm.
since this is done, I've just selected that out, and this is kind of like a
Okay.
I've added this render. I think it didn't take that long exposure, that command, or maybe I have not used that also.
But who is this girl? Like, so someone who is similar looking, they can come back and sue you, right? Saying that
Exactly.
how come you have used my picture?
That is a problem. That is a problem, that the copyright thing, and that is still a problem for which the bigger companies are not able to use MidJourney, and this is like there's a the copyright thing is there. But I don't know. Maybe in future we will have a solve to that. But still, you cannot like copyright a AI.
Not yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
If we go to the slide 48, so
sure.
yeah, so I'm like you can use a character reference, and and also a style reference to that. So if you go to slide number 49, yeah. So I've used the model, or the render, and used uh, lady
Prompt.
as a character reference, and I've changed the scene totally. Like,
Oh, okay. So you're using it as a character reference.
exactly.
And then now you're saying, okay, now generate more.
Exactly. So I've changed the scene. You can see it's a palace, happy expression, wearing traditional dress. So this is output I'm getting.
So you could almost generate a whole video by connecting a series of stills together and then using another AI to stitch video in between.
Yeah. You can do that, but for the video, we are still not getting very consistent output. I think it will take some time to get a very consistent output. But for images, we are very near to like the desired output. It's kind of very near to perfection.
Very, very near to
And again,
only a
like now,
professional will be able to find
yeah,
gaps over here. As a regular consumer of this picture, I don't see any
ex-
defect.
exactly. Like I'm saying, like it's very near to the perfection, but it's not there yet. But it has come a long way. Like if I
Wow.
go back a couple of years back, the initial renders, but now you can like add like so much of layers to a prompt, so many things you can like add, and slowly the midjourney is giving you those options, like the right from the camera and everything. So the next slide will be now. I think I'd add a style reference to that. So and I had used Van Gogh's painting, so the Starry Night. So I've used that as a reference.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, please stay here. So now I've used the character reference and also the style reference.
No,
And for
what is the style reference? Style reference is the Van Gogh picture.
reference, I've used, yeah, Van
This is
Gogh's
a Van
picture.
Gogh picture, so that
Yeah,
is style
yeah,
reference. And then character reference is your original picture, which is this one, right?
So yeah,
This is your original picture.
yeah.
Okay.
Now if you just go to slide number 55, the next one.
No, I'm just reading it. So Van Gogh like painting, post-expressionist,
I've kept
with
it
the hues.
similar to the earlier.
Right. Long hair, dancing in a place, happy expression, wearing traditional Indian dress. Okay.
Does it know all races? I mean, it knows what an Indian girl looks like. Does it know what everybody on Earth looks like?
Yes, that's a observation even we had, and we have been writing on this. So there are stereotypes which are coming out of Midjourney, but what the reaction is like, they're being like it's not someone is doing that. It's based on the images that are being fed into the so
Yeah, even in India, from north to south and east to west, there is so
yeah,
much variety, right?
yeah.
So it's, if I say Indian girl, what does that even mean, right? It's very difficult.
Exactly. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything at all.
In southern
But-
India,
but
some of the people are pitch black.
exactly. So
Yeah.
for
You
this
don't
one,
have to, if you don't have to go to south. If you, even if you go to east or west, there are like mixes, and
yes,
it changes from like 100 kilometers away because it's a very ancient civilization, right? And
Yep.
people have been local for hundreds and thousands of years. So the food, the culture, the language,
Mhm.
the color, everything has its own local version, and
Mhm.
it's so diverse, kind of like comparable to Europe, right? Very comparable to
I
Europe.
think it's
You
more
go from
diverse than
places
Europe.
more diverse. I'm
Yeah,
saying as a comparison,
more diverse
which
than
is like
Europe.
you don't get it in US because it's like a large, huge country with a very
Yep.
little population, not a lot of diversity originally, but
Mhm.
now we are seeing diversity.
Yep.
But over here,
Mhm.
yeah. So if you say Indian girl, it doesn't mean anything to me, right? I mean, now if
It
I start
doesn't.
thinking about it, yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. So like now I'm talking like from practical point of view. Like for this one, like since I've used the character reference of that image, so it has taken that.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
and
okay. I see. So you have given the character reference.
yeah, exactly. So if I had given a character reference of something
Interestingly,
else,
it's it's not only using it as a reference, it's actually
Mhm.
using the same character.
Yep.
If I look at this pictures, it is the same character almost.
It is same character. It is same character.
Now you're creating a whole series for that same character, which itself was started to get
Yep.
started with itself was a fictional character.
Yep.
Hopefully.
So if you go to yeah, there are some other renders as well.
It's
Now
background
I have
noise. Like,
gone.
what is that noise?
I think. Oh, okay. One has some birds. Yeah,
Okay. Or
very
maybe.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
uh,
So let's go to the next one.
yes. Now I have used like a a style reference and so if you go to the next, I've used I think lino cut for this.
What is a line cut?
So this kind of like a woodcut or lino cut. This kind of like a
Art form?
texture. Yeah, it's an art form. So
Oh,
I've
okay.
used yeah. So I've now added that texture with the output that we're getting till now. And
So are you changing the style reference at this point of time?
exactly.
Okay. So same prompt.
Exactly. So I've totally deleted the style reference and I've asked MidJourney to use lino cut out. So I've just
Okay.
given that as a prompt.
But then you're not giving the image reference.
No, I'll give that in the next slides.
Okay.
So
But
yeah.
it's how come it's using the same girl or same image? Same
Yeah,
character, I would say.
I've kept that consistent so that there isn't any confusion. So
Oh, sorry. So the
yeah,
character reference is still there, but now
yeah,
you
it's
have added a line.
yeah. I've kept that consistent. So now you get this kind of a like a effect. It's a kind of a posterized kind of effect. So where you have the line of cut even and you have the original renders as well. So this has evolved into a like a new kind of or Midjourney has combined both of the styles and it has created this kind of a render. This is very similar to like poster age app. Yeah. So
It's a very powerful image also.
yeah. And next is like I've used another like it's a reference and I've used particularly this as style reference. There's also a line of cut. This is done. There's a famous like a line of cut image, like a picture called the wrestlers. So now I've used that as a reference. So yeah, this is the very important. So I've totally uh, I've deleted the character reference, and yeah, I've used this as style reference.
Why
And
did you delete the character reference?
so now I wanted to show, like, if you remove the character reference,
Okay.
yeah, what happens? And I'd kept the prompt same as before. So
Wow.
yeah, this is the output you're getting.
Um,
So this is a kind of a journey of the same prompt with what we started with.
just by removing the character reference.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I should call it beautiful or not, but definitely this is a amazing tool to do a lot of experimentation. But the artist, I'm just thinking, like, can MidJourney create a lino cut? Like, just like lino cut, someone created it. Does MidJourney have the ability, with the proper prompting maybe, create something very unique like a lino cut?
Like whatever you're seeing on screen, it is, they have created that, they have taken a reference
It
from that
used
image.
lino cut as a reference
Yeah.
to create a Indian woman. That is also a reference. It
Yeah.
combined two references together to come up with a hodgepodge, like a new reference.
Mhm.
But just like the Indian woman, that concept is also unique. The lino cut concept is also unique, right? Someone came up with this idea,
Mhm.
creative idea that, okay, I'm going to do a painting like this.
Mhm.
It's a new form. Can MidJourney come up with a new form at all? Is it even possible?
I am not sure. Like MidJourney is a tool, so
Yeah,
we
I
have to
don't
come up
think,
with a new form.
at least as of now, no. The answer is no. It's all
Ujal, how do you say your name?
Ujjal. Yeah.
Ujal.
Yep.
You know, ChatGPT 4.0 can do both image in and image out. So it could theoretically prompt itself to generate an image and then text and then an image and what you were just suggesting. But MidJourney is just text in, video, image out right now. Text in, image in, and then image out.
Yeah.
But
But I'm
obviously,
from a
you
human
can
brain
create
standpoint,
styles.
right? A human brain actually created this art form. Maybe that brain, like whoever created it, also got inspired by reading thousands and thousands of books, thousands of hours of training, practicing different art forms. And then
Mhm.
eventually they came up, this person, right? Henry came up with this art form. It's an output.
He didn't come with this art form. Like this was established art form. He created this image with like a
Oh,
line of it. But again, what I'm saying is,
pardon my ignorance in
no, not at all.
but
So
you see what
what
I'm
we
saying?
can,
Like someone came up with this art form, right? Somewhere down the road.
I know, but you can always combine like maybe 10 different art forms and create something in MidJourney. That you can do.
But I'm thinking,
So
as a human brain, that's what we also do, right? We
Yep.
we read documents, we look at pictures, we go through thousands of hours of training, and
Mhm.
now I'm a trained person. Now I'm starting to do copy, and then maybe like copying a tree, copying a picture, copying a human being, and then eventually I come up with something of this art form. So maybe MidJourney is no different than that. Like it's a tool which got fed just like a human being, hundreds and thousands of materials. Now it's a
Mhm.
brain, little brain, who can come up. Maybe in the future it can also come up with a new art form. We do not know.
It can. Like you are the, like better to answer that, how the things will happen. But what I can see, it can, I think.
but if you were an art student and you perfected your technique of making the wrestlers like Henry did, but he died in World War One. But if you went to art school and you perfected your technique, and then all of a sudden someone can copy your technique and it puts you out of business, then it kind of devalues the human element, the human creativity, or the artist, because it makes them less valuable.
So true, so true. And that like has been the like the subject of a discussion for so long.
Yeah,
Like
that is something
people
that
are
we were
coming saying
discussing.
that, okay, you have stolen my style, and like what I was saying before also, maybe you have perfected a style for so long, and suddenly someone uses that as a reference. So that's a kind of theft, like theft. So
And that's where new technologies are coming in, like watermarking and stuff
yeah,
like that, right? And NFTs are coming in to at least identify who was the first producer of the content and give recognition. So, for example, I'll give you a very nice example. Uh, how the whole digital, sorry, the cassettes and CDs kind of like vanished, right? After MP3 came into picture, like not even CDs, right? Before CDs, like when we had cassettes and LPs, and then we suddenly transitioned to MP3s, MP4s, and suddenly all this cassette industry went, bankrupt. And also artists were very concerned that how am I going to get paid right now, because they were depending on cassette sales. They were depending on typically cassette sales, right? But with I mean, like the last 10-15 years, it has been like very weird situation for the artists, but then things are maturing right now. So for example, I saw in one of the things that I've posted with a background song, YouTube send me a message, or Facebook send me a message saying that, okay, you have used this song belongs to so and so person or so and so company. If you make money, you're going to share, or like you're going to share the income with that person. Like you have to agree to the terms and condition, otherwise your song will be deleted or your music will be deleted. So it was more of like an experimentation. So I think art will also see that change coming in. It's maybe a matter of time.
it will, but suppose for this example, like for I think for copyright, if that person, I think the time span is 95 years or something globally. I'm not sure about that, but suppose someone was born way back, so you can use that as a, and you can like do away with the copyright thing.
But
Same
then
goes
there
for
are two
music
different
as
things.
well.
One is like using the copyrighted version and then creating your own stuff. You can hand paint it also, or use other digital tools to do that. But the more important problem that you have raised is, now I can create hundreds and thousands of them and flood the market with all those
Exactly. Yeah.
all those
That has been the scene.
recreations.
Yeah, that has been the scene. Like the very famous illustrators and other people's stuff are also being copied, and like they are being used as a reference. So even for the photographs also, like you can use a uh, photograph as a reference, and you can use your stuff. So, but who is going to stop? Like, how many cases are you going to file?
We have an
And
interesting discussion coming up next
yeah,
month with one of the legal counsels, and we are going to
okay.
discuss more on generative AI. Oh my God, I see this little bird. Now I realize, because I was sharing my screen, so I was focusing on that. I was not looking at the screen. So now I see two little
Yeah,
birds. Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
They're orphans. Well, maybe not orphans, but there was a heat wave, and they got roasted out of their nest,
Oh,
and their brother died. So I adopted them. I'm feeding them.
wow, really nice.
is it like blue jay or something like that? What?
There's some kind of sparrow,
robin, sparrow. Okay,
swallow, sparrow, something like
sparrow.
that.
Okay,
They eat every 25 minutes.
awesome. This was fantastic discussion, Pratyush. really eye opener, at least for me. So I'm going to hopefully I'm going to share this with others also, so that people can see and maybe like get some inspiration, or maybe start thinking in both ways, right? Either get inspired to do something new creative, or maybe start thinking of like all the negative and the different effects that this whole AI generated thing is kind of like bringing into the picture. So we'll wrap this up. Last question is, in this particular AI generated world, if a new artist or a new person wants to take this artist or art as their career, lifestyle, career choice, I would say, what would be your advice to the new generation? So for example, my daughter is interested in arts, so what should I tell her?
So I think that a person should learn art. Again, I'm saying like whatever we are rendering or prompting out, those are graphics. So it's totally depends on the decision of that artist or of the designer, how he or she is going to use that
Mhm.
to have that decision making or have that uh, like aesthetics. You have to train yourself.
Hmm.
Earlier, the craft was more important, but going forward, I don't think the craft will not be that important. It will not be like totally, but for, for a larger use. But even for the decision making, and you have to learn the craft. So that is the thing. Still now that is the scene. So if
That is the.
someone,
Hmm. No, go ahead. Someone.
yeah, so suppose I create a illustration, I create a prompt, but in order to, for me, like the post I had shown,
Hmm.
for me to go and maybe rectify a certain, or maybe at least to create that storyboard, I, since I know the illustration thing, so it becomes easier for me.
I should have
So
asked the question first, but
yeah,
what is your background on art?
so I'm like very much self-taught.
Self-taught.
Yeah, very much self-taught.
So I
Yeah.
see, like you completed your. I'm just trying to think of a timeline, right? So you completed your high school, and then what happened after that?
Then I was studying maths. I was doing my honors in maths and I
I also
studied
did
maths.
honors in maths and
Okay,
calculus.
okay, but I got bored and so lots of stuff. I dropped out. We started a new company. So lots of things happened during that time. And so I come from a like a science background, you can say, and I used to do maths.
So do you feel that you should have joined the art school?
Yeah, that was the plan, but there was some resistance from my home, so
Okay,
my family,
usual stuff. We
the
all know.
usual stuff.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I couldn't, and then
So
I had
then
to
that
find.
artist kind of like got out of that shell and said,
Yeah,
"Okay,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. I'm done with maths."
Yeah. Long story short, like I have an art background. I've been painting from my childhood,
Okay.
so and I learned it. It's not that. So uh, so I have that background. But the coming back to your question, so I think the traditional stuff will be there,
Mhm.
and like uh, and for the at least for the uh, uh, for the what should I say, like for the usage of AI, you can do it without knowing stuff. But if you know things, I think it will help you. If you know like uh,
The
the
mechanics
art
behind,
history of it,
or the
yeah,
thought process,
yeah,
what
yeah,
people have done. So it's very
yeah,
important to know the history, because we
yeah.
learned so much. Otherwise, we have to reinvent the wheel from scratch.
Exactly. So yeah, that is my answer to that.
So basically, you're saying it's okay. Don't worry. The art is not going away. Hey, I mean, like, see, this whole digital thing and the AI generated, it's all in the virtual world. But in the physical world, if I go back, when I go to some conferences, when I go to like big some hotels or something like that, like specifically the conference, like they get a huge hotel, and when I see that entrance, and then the art that is like displayed over there, and even the walls and even the paintings over there. Not only the paintings, the way that the whole decor is kind of like created, those are also art, right? So it's not only the digital format. Digital format is just a little bit of the art, application of art, but there is this whole world outside where art can be applied, right? So
Yeah, but to
the
identify that
opportunities.
also,
Mhm.
to identify that or to take that decision also, you need to have a like a artist's mind. So again, I'm saying that you can use AI for your, if you can even print that out for on canvases and you can create art with that with
Mm,
AI also. But that totally depends on the artist if he
mm.
or she is going to do that or why she or he is going to do that. So to have that, I think you need to like that have that study as well.
So
And
it's
if
the
you can
study,
have
the
and the
study,
skill
the
part also.
knowledge,
Yeah,
sorry, and the
the skill part also, the
skill
skill
part.
set. Yeah,
Okay, of course, you need the skill. Like the study is not
yeah.
really. Then you will become a art historian versus artist. So there is the difference, right?
E- Exactly. Like still now, like if you can do the traditional the animation, like the cell animation we used to say. So you can do that 2D animation. I see. I see. So maybe going forward, the AI comes up with like a tool that eases that process. But who are going to like reap benefit out of that? People who have been like working in 2D animation for so long. Those
Mm,
people.
correct. Yep. So it's another tool. It speeds up
It's a tool.
your
It's a very helpful
experimentation.
tool.
It's a
Yeah.
helpful tool. It speeds
Yeah.
up your experimentation process, which
Mm.
would have taken you like 7 days. Now you can do it in like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But then, first of all, there are two things. One is the motivation to do that. Like, why would I even create a art?
Mm.
And then the decision, the last part. The first part and
Yeah.
the last part is still human control, right? So the
Exactly.
motivation to even create it, and then the decision making that, okay, out of this 10,000, now I have a bigger problem to solve, right? Now I have, earlier I did not have 10,000 things to choose from. Now I have like a bigger problem. Okay, now I have 10,000 images. Which one should I choose? And what is the final version? Now the decision process has changed,
Yeah.
evolved to a
Yeah.
new different
It
option.
eventually it depends on the aesthetic sense that you have or that
Exactly.
the artistic decision making sense that you have. So I think it is still, but we should treat like the AI thing as a AI graphics, and to make that art, it depends on the artist.
Awesome. It was fantastic, Pratyush, talking to
Thank
you.
you. Same.
One
I
of my
learned
best
lots of
friends'
things.
name is also Pratyush, and he's a
Oh,
very good artist. He's based out of Dum, Kolkata. Uh,
okay. I'm
maybe
also like
once.
speaking from Damdam only.
Really? Where in
Yeah,
Dum?
yeah,
I live in
yeah.
Dum,
Where?
Motijil.
Okay. This is near to Diamond Plaza, opposite to that.
So the friend that I'm talking about, he lives in Clive House. So definitely, when I go over there, we are going to meet. We are from the same neighborhood, right? So we're going to meet. I'm going to meet. I'm going to introduce you to the other Pratyush that I'm talking about.
Sure.
My childhood friend,
Looking forward to
very
that.
good artist, an architect slash artist, and we're going to have a lot of fun together. Awesome. So thank you so much. I'm going to wrap this up. This was amazing conversation. I'm going to show this to my daughter also. She's going to love it, and we'll catch up very soon, Pratyush.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank you
you.
both.
Thank you,
Thank
Mark,
you all. And hi
for
to Bud.
participating,
Yeah.
and thank you, little birdies. Those are so cute. Okay,
Yeah,
see you
good,
then.
good.
See you.
Take
See
care.
you.
Bye bye.
Take care. Bye.